All right. Hey, hey. All right. So happy Lions Gate, Aries. You guys are the last zodiac that I needed to still wrap up with. So last but not least, and I got to say, you guys got a doozy of a card for this. This is amazing. But let's first talk. Hey, Shirley. Let's first talk about what Lions Gate is real quick. So it's the 8-8 portal. Of course, this year being 2024 also adds up to an 8. So it's an 888 portal. Also, just quick FYI, keep your notification bells turned on sometime this month in honor of the fact that I am turning 44, which is another 8. And I turn 44 this month. I wanted to go ahead and go live and do some giveaways and card pulls for my subscribers on this channel and on my other one, Tarot Dog. So it'll probably happen toward the end of the month, but I just want to give you guys that heads up so you know. Now, the 8-8 portal is a time when Sirius, the dog star, is in alignment with Orion and Earth. Now, in ancient Egypt, the rising of the dog star, or the visibility of the dog star is perhaps the alternative way I could say that, was associated oftentimes with the flooding of the river Nile, which they viewed as a time of great fertility. So this is a very positive time. Fertility, I think of this as like a threshold, a chance to walk from one energy into the next, and that upcoming energy would be one of, greater abundance, opportunity to manifest. So my storytelling for this whole series is kind of leaning toward what is the positive, what is the change, because I feel like this is a dynamic change that is going to be for the positive. It doesn't mean all changes are positive, but for the purpose of this storytelling, because of the energy here, definitely going to look at it as the positive. So the card that we got is so awesome simply because this is the Ace of Scepters, which normally an Ace of Wands is just about power and passion, right? Not when we see it in this deck. So I do a pre-shuffle in this deck because it's all Egyptian, obviously. We want to give a tip of the hat to that culture. And I have to read up on these things because I wouldn't have recognized this character, for example, and that would have ruined what I could have, what I should have been able to talk about. Well, thankfully, I did take a minute and read about it. This is the god Ptah. So Ptah is a god who created himself. He has that much personal power of creativity. He is considered to be the universal protector. He created all of reality, including himself. He is known to be the great, inspirational spark, particularly in those that build things like blacksmiths, shipbuilders. And in fact, the kinds of fires that we see here, the creativity, this is kind of like, again, the tip of the hat to, when we create things. This is such a source of power and energy. And if we think about it, the things that really changed humankind are obviously mankind having fire, being able to cook things, being able to smelt things down and, create metals. And from there, think of how much of our world is based upon the transformation of items through heat and turning them into other items, kind of like the power to transmute one thing into something completely different. So very much about the creativity spark. So this Ace of Wands has so much more to it. And if this is the power of this 8-8 portal that is like shining down and inspiring our Aries right now, it is saying that first off, they are tapped into some incredibly powerful flow. So use it. Use that creativity. Grab a hold of it. Write down every amazing thought. If our character is starting to have like a flood of ideas, don't dismiss them. Grab a hold of those things, because especially as our character steps through this 8-8 portal, what they do with that kind of creative intelligence, those, seemingly sometimes people think it's just a simple little idea. Yeah, but that could turn into making you millions, or it could change the world. Sometimes you think, oh, well, somebody else thought of that, obviously. Nope, nobody else has. That's your own little brain baby. So give birth to it, make it happen. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Elizabeth, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. So the celestial energy surrounding Aries at this time is the power of Venus. This is actually really nice. So Venus is the maiden of the solar system and the opulent sister of the Earth. The morning star represents good taste and good judgment. Your Venus sign selects love, romance, and shared values in relationships and communities. Here's what I would say. That idea of the morning star, I think that first off, morning could be specifically really important. Also, approaching anything with love. The idea of creating anything. That song, is it Will Smith, Just the Two of Us? When he says, because when push comes to shove, you was conceived in love. Love ideally is the way that we bring anything into existence. The idea that, I love art, so I want to make a painting. The idea that I love this person, so I want to make a baby. The idea that I'm interested in this grabs my attention, so I'd like to, create something. Ideally, love and that spark of inspiration, it's always going to be, this is not the power of destruction, okay? Sometimes the Ace of Wands could be turned into like just intense like lust, but this very clearly says that's not the way Aries is going to be using the power of passion. The power of creativity, the power of the wand is going to be used more for love. Now, this could be a very important time for romance, and that could be the big change also. Let's get one governing message here. Again, everything is, hey, Ms. Hermit, everything is coming from the Egyptian decks right now. Forgiveness, forgive the past. It is over. Learn from it and let it go. People are constantly changing and growing. And we have the serpent arm cuff, the asp here. Serpents represent change. And you notice that it's, even here, it's like sometimes we get disjointed. Sometimes, things take us in different directions. Then we find ourselves again, and then we continue on. I want to say this. I feel like this is not just a time for great creativity or just a time for great forgiveness, but it's when we put those things together and we allow ourselves to choose the next chapter of life. I think this Aries has an amazing next chapter of life. I don't think it has anything to do with a person from the past, though. I think this is all going to be clean and clear energy. I think this is brand new. I don't see this. I think only Taurus, if I remember correctly, only Taurus got a story about potentially an ex and really having a beautiful relationship still with an ex. I don't think any other zodiacs have really had much of that. We have a 7 of Swords here. If there has been anything that needs to be addressed, especially during this time, it's how we would disempower ourselves by telling ourselves lies. The I can't, I'm not good enough, there's no way I could do X, Y, or Z. That says, oh, throw that right out the window. Our character can do all of it. Our character is capable of anything. We have got the 6 of Cups in the reverse. If our character had ever thought that someone was like their muse, and of course I have to still have them in my life, it says no. In fact, perhaps whomever there was once upon a time love with, that role that's actually been completed. It's not actually needing to come back. In the, how do I say this? The most gentle of ways. Sometimes we think, well, we were better when we were with so-and-so, or they were better, or life was better when we were together. This actually says that's not true. The best life Aries will have is the life that they're about to start building. And it's time to turn their attention to all of the like amazing thoughts that they have and all of the beautiful energies that they have. This is not going to be a life filled with obstacles and, lessons that are really hard to learn and trying to figure out truth from fiction. Instead, I think this is going to be an easier time for Aries because, when we think about, I'll use painting as an example. Anyone who's ever decided, you know what, I think I want to repaint this wall in my house. We don't usually go, gosh, okay, it's going to be so hard. I got to move the couch out of the way. I got to put down the drop cloth. I got to maybe prime it and I got to, paint it and I got to make time for that. Really, when we get excited about doing something, because we go, I need that wall to be eggplant purple. I just need it. We just get jazzed. We just want to do it. And all of the little inconveniences of moving the couch and, whatever, protecting the baseboards and putting down the drop cloth, all those little tasks that are in the way just seem simple, right? Because what's driving us is the excitement of, I can picture this looking amazing once I paint it purple. I just know this can be awesome. I guess purple, because I'm seeing the purple off of our Venus card, but purple is a very spiritual and very royal color. So I don't know if somebody is wearing a lot of purple, changing their color theme in a room in their house to reflect that. But here's the thing, when we're all excited about doing something, The difficulties don't even factor in. We're just jazzed because we know this is the path that we want to take. Relationships or situations where we go, I want to do it, but it'd be so hard and blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's a good indicator that that's not really what we want, because all we're thinking about is how the difficulties will be so difficult and we're kind of putting it off. That is maybe the way to contemplate like a past relationship of, is there still, is this ex coming back to me? Is this a soulmate coming back in? And the answer here, at least in this story, and please remember these are fictional, but I do think that our Aries is saying, I realize I'm done with a lesson with somebody. I don't want to learn any more hard lessons with somebody. Not really. I just want to be excited about the new stuff that I get to do. I want to be excited about the new lover. I don't really want to hold on to the idea that the new lover has to be the old lover who's reformed themselves. I'm actually excited to just have love. And I think that's where the buck stops. We got the Five of Swords. This is a blockage. This is like, I'm done thinking about stuff that was continuously difficult. I don't want to shed another tear over this. I just want to be excited about what comes next. This is, I would say this is really positive, but it's definitely acknowledging that Aries certainly went through some struggles. Wow. We have the Tower, and this is Aries here, and we can see that the hand of the universe came in and shook this. In fact, it's kind of like the universe is like shaking gently Aries saying, hey, wake up. It was just a nightmare. That's not your reality anymore, sweetheart. Don't worry. This is your reality now. You got all kinds of better stuff. No, just forget about that thing from the past. Pretend it was just a bad dream. You went through some tough things. I know. But now you're awake. Now you're crossing over this threshold of Lions Gate. Now you get different things. And this is going to be what you're looking for. This is going to be what you're hungry for. This is going to be a time of greater love, greater happiness. This is going to be right for you. You kind of needed to be free of something that was not right for you. And I'm going to say this. I feel like if this feels very much like it was a relationship that was cloying and clinging, even though it was also very difficult. If there had been an ex still spying and Aries somehow knew about it and Aries was aware of it, someone need to thank you, Angel. If there was an ex still clinging like little talons in, it doesn't really matter anymore. This page of swords there is in the reverse. It doesn't even matter if an ex is still watching. Aries doesn't have to factor that in. If Aries was occasionally still kind of wondering about an ex, again, there might not be any more to figure out with this one. This is just a wonderful sense of freedom from the past. Really forgiving something and letting it go and not worrying, is it going to show back up? Not worrying, is there more lesson? Sometimes it's just a relief to be able to just grow into the next phase of life. That's what this particular story is. We got a Four of Wands and we got a Ten of Pentacles. Look at the energy shift. I feel like we just literally shifted gears, or maybe like we got into a whole new vehicle. There is better balance. Both of these cards speak of balance, speak of equal give and take, speak of happiness. I kind of think that this is a time of greater love and happiness for sure for our Aries. However, more than that, it is also a time of balance in their life. They're ready to create things that they really want to give their energy to. And this could impact them financially in a really beautiful way. Sometimes removing something out of our life and letting something go that we didn't realize was a huge energy drag, or it was pulling a lot of our mentality all the time. Letting that go, kind of cutting the energetic, siphon that kept sucking at us, that all of a sudden restores us. We have so much more energy to give only to the things that we want to build and grow. And then we see like really rapid results. I feel like there are very rapid results. Now, in the realm of, this could be more about finances and building better relationships. This can be about career path and life balance, but this to me says there is a partner up ahead for Aries that is their long-term partner, the one that they will marry, the one that they will actually have great happiness with. It is not their soulmate from the past. Kimmy, thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. You're so generous. It's not the soulmate from the past. That lesson, that cycle closed out. And this seems to be that timeline where it's just becoming very, very clear. Something about, again, the morning star is really important. Is there some song about that? Something about angel, I'm your morning angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me. Just call me angel. Yeah. Anyway, that's actually a song about walking away, though. There's something about having great love. Maybe somebody just likes that song or they like that, late 70s, early 80s music. But I can't think who sings it. It's a feminine. Anyway, we have balanced structure up ahead. This is not anything to do with past. It's not anything to do with an ex. It's not anything to do with an ex reforming themselves and coming back. It is completely a different life. It's a different trajectory. It's a different, look at this, putting an end to the past, putting an end to that judgment call, and an end to the indecisiveness. Well, do I have to bring something back just because I forgive it? Do I resurrect a connection later? God, am I going to have to cross that road again? This is the end of that thought process of, but what if the ex comes back? What if I have to say yes again? Our Aries is at that point where they're not going to feel like they're at a crossroads. This is their turning point. This is the new life, and the new life does not contain this. That was the old. Ten of Swords is putting an end to the I feel like Aries had to take this person back again and again and again. Maybe they had a family with this person in the past. Maybe the family liked this person or gave Aries a lot of unsolicited advice that would always be a little confusing. Like, I guess I should give them another shot. No, not anymore. Not anymore. The Aries is going to be replacing the old life with the new, the imbalance with balance. It's really nice because I think deep down Aries has wanted to be done with the past for a really long time. In this fictional story for this particular fictional Aries, they have wanted to be done with the past for a very long time. They have wanted to not keep going through a cycle with a soulmate. I don't know if they fully realized that until now. And again, because of that energy of forgiveness and that energy of love, these are the things that are helping Aries to both let go and to also build a new life for themselves. They probably wouldn't have this power if they were like, angry about something or harboring hard-hearted energy. It's the Aries can let this go and acknowledge, I want to be done with this. I want to allow this to stop because I'm not angry. I'm actually just excited to do different things now. I want to paint my walls a different color in my house. I want to meet a different lover. I want a different life. And we have a Queen of Wands. Nobody gets in the way of a Queen of Wands, let me tell you. Queen of Wands knows just what they want and just how to get it because they're going to pour their energy into the things that they choose for themselves. This Lionsgate is so important for our Aries simply because from this point forward, they will always choose what their heart authentically wants, not what they feel coerced or browbeaten into saying yes to. This is very much the time of the Aries to choose for themselves. Aries would not choose conflict. They would not choose recycling old energies. Aries wanted something new for a long time, but now they finally get it. Really nice to see. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Shirley, great to see you again, honey. Miss Hermit, Elizabeth, I'm glad you were so patient. Thank you for that. Hey, Patricia, Sam, Juanita, and Kimmy, thank you again. You guys are so generous. Thank you. Miss Hermit, so thank you for being here, honey. Hi, Starseed22. All right, you guys, I'm still going to do a video here and I think also on Tarot Dog real quick, and then probably walk my pup one more time, and then we'll go live on the members corner for those of you that are members. So I can't wait. I'll see you guys there. All right, bye guys. Take care. Thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.